I like to play with my life in many ways. That's what they say. Here I am, I'm Rigodon. I'm a Tico, the mascot.
It's my turn, the gentle touch. And mommy, they love me so much.
Hey, now the story must go on, 'cause a lot of time is gone. We must be ready to go away.
80 days around the world, we'll find a pot of gold. Just sitting where the rainbow's ending time. We'll fight against the time, and we'll fly on the white wings of the wind. 80 days around the world, no, we won't say a word before the ship is really back. Round, round, all around the world. Round, all around the world. Round, all around the world. Round, all around the world.
Episode number 1, The Wager. Our story begins in the fair city of London, England, on a Wednesday morning, the 2nd day of October, in the year 1872. The chimes of Big Ben can be heard quite clearly by the residents of fashionable Savile Row, one of whom is the hero of our story, one Mr. Willy Fog.
Where is that butler of mine? He knows that I'm to be awakened at 8 o'clock. He's late again. It's 8 o'clock precisely. Oh, I remember now. I fired him yesterday, didn't I? A minute off. There. Ah, fresh coffee. Precisely 2 more drops of milk, I think. Perfect. Ah, he'll be here shortly. He said he'd be here at 11 o'clock precisely. This will never do. I can't hire a fellow to be my butler who's not on time.
Now let's see. Whoa! Oh no, my references! Oh, this wind! Now the address was... Oh! Sacre bleu! This is the place! And what a place! Ooh la la! I am going to live in a mansion and be the butler of a rich man!
Just a minute,
Wow.
Rigodon. My papa always said you can't count your chickens until you are a rooster.
Please, mon ami, get back in the bag. You ruin everything. Hey, Tico, I do appreciate your help, but it is I, Rigodon, who must be interviewed, not you.
I know, Rigodon. But first I want to give you some advice. What's more important than anything is to make it a good first impression. You must seem very self-confident and always be on time.
Don't worry this time. I have 2 minutes left. I'll say this. Honorable sir, I, Rigodon, feel qualified to serve you. and if you would be so kind...
No one gonna give a job to someone who sounds like that, Rigodon. It's all wrong. This is how she's done. Kind sir, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rigodon, and I'm a request the honor of filling the vacant post of a butler.
Don't worry, Tico, I know what to say. You know I'm always nervous for rehearsal, but I'm fine when the curtain goes up.
Oh, sure,
Tico,
that was true back in the circus, but this is real life, Rigodon.
True.
At least back at the circus we ate well. Now I'm hungry all the time. You better get to this job, Rigodon. Eh?
Never fear, mon ami. And now we'd better get going or I will be late, huh?
Allez, oop. Let's go.
When I get this job, we can stop all this traveling and finally settle down. 11 o'clock, right on time.
Finally. You're late by 4 minutes.
Ah, yeah.
Hey!
No offense intended, Monsieur Fogg, but my watch shows 11 o'clock. Sharp. Honorable sir,
My name is Rigadon.
Huh? As I was saying, my name is Rigadon, and I have the honor of applying for the vacant post of butler.
References.
Eh?
Here I have a list of references, Monsieur Fogg.
Right, follow me.
Huh?
Well done, my friend. Keep up the good work.
I hope everything is in order, Monsieur Fogg?
I see that you've worked as a performer in a circus.
Oui, I have worked as a juggler, a trapeze artist, and a tightrope walker. Then in France, I worked as a fireman. That was in my hometown, Paris.
Fascinating.
With your permission, monsieur, I will give you a small demonstration of my talents. Attention, s'il vous plaît. Voilà. Et voilà. Huh, ta-da! Fini.
You're very good indeed, but I'm looking for a butler, not a performer.
Oui, monsieur, I understand. Ah.
Allow me to ask you a question. Why do you want this job, Rigadon?
Well, I have traveled from place to place almost my whole life, monsieur. I have grown tired of that sort of thing, and I would like to settle down.
Please, go on.
That is the reason I left the circus. About a month ago, I started working as a butler for a very nice gentleman. What I found out later on was that he traveled constantly. He rarely stayed in one place more than a day or two. It was even worse than the circus.
I see.
Monsieur, may I ask, do you travel constantly?
I haven't traveled in years. I lead a very quiet life, I assure you.
Monsieur, working for you would be the answer to my fondest dream.
I'm getting hungry, Rigadon.
My throat is a bit raw.
Perhaps you should see a doctor. It sounds like it might be serious.
Ever since I was a little boy, it happens all the time. I assure you that it is nothing to worry about.
What's going on? When do we...
So that's it. I see you're a ventriloquist as well as an acrobat.
Oui, monsieur. There were so many things I did in the circus, I forgot to tell you about that.
Rigadon, I'm starving.
Voila?
Well, Rigadon, the job is yours.
What? Thank you, monsieur.
As of now, that is the 29th minute of the 11th hour of Wednesday, the 2nd of October of the year 1872. You are employed as my butler, Rigadon.
Oui, and many thanks, sir.
You'll find your work schedule on the door of your room at the top of the stairs. Follow it to the letter.
I will, Monsieur Fogg.
With respect to meals, you may eat whenever you wish. I must go. If I'm not mistaken, it's 11:30.
But, sir, it is not 11:30 yet. It is only 11:26.
Your watch is not English, is it?
No, sir. It was made in Switzerland, but I assure you that it is an extremely accurate timepiece. It was my grandfather's, Monsieur Fogg. Huh?
I believe your watch is 4 minutes off, Rigadon.
Huh?
I suggest you set it according to Big Ben.
Yes, sir. Au revoir, monsieur. And that is that.
We did it, Rigadon. We did it. What a team. What a team.
And what do you mean we? You almost lost us this job.
Rigadon. Rigadon, let me out of here. Rigadon.
Oh, stop complaining, Tico. We are living in a palace.
Just remember this.
And what is that, Tico, huh?
I was the one who taught you what to say, huh? Rigadon, let's find the kitchen, huh?
You think of only one thing. Food! First, we'll see what our room is like.
Wait for me, Rigadon.
Come on.
Wait for me. It's like climbing Mount Everest.
Hey, hey, ooh la la, hey, ha,
Rigadon, ma qui è bellissima.
You can see all of London, Tico. Look.
Ah,
There's St. Paul's and there's Big Ben. Ooh la la.
Grazie, signori.
The schedule.
The what? What do you mean, the schedule? The schedule for what?
Of my duties for the day.
Oh?
At exactly 8 o'clock he gets up, then at 8:23 I serve him tea and toast, after which I get the water hot so he can shave. And then at 10:06 I lay out a freshly ironed shirt, and by 11:30 he is dressed and goes out.
Ay, Riccadon, I'm a believing in punctuality as much as you, but this is going too far.
A grand gentleman likes to lead an ordered life. You see?
Oh.
Now he'll be arriving at his club. It's only for gentlemen, it's very grand.
Uh-huh.
Willy Fog is indeed on his way to that prestigious London establishment, the Reform Club. Stopping briefly along the way to prove, as always, that he is indeed a gentleman.
Oh.
Your hat, miss.
Thank you, sir. I didn't think I'd ever get it back.
Think nothing of it.
Thanks again, sir.
Take care now.
Get up there! Here!
As usual, Mr. Fogg is looking forward to a leisurely perusal of the morning edition of the Times.
The bank robber escaped with £55,000. Well, Scotland Yard will get him.
The case is being investigated by Commissioner Rowan.
So then the fellow snuck up on you from behind and suddenly hit you.
Oh, yes, Commissioner Rowan. Exactly.
Ah. Go on.
That's all I remember.
Let me see if I have this right. All you remember is that there was a client near your window who seemed to be a gentleman.
Yes, sir. Precisely.
Mm-hmm. Well, now I understand the situation perfectly.
I was caught completely off guard, Commissioner. I never suspected that a man who looked like that would be a bank robber.
Can't judge a book. Can't judge a book by its lining, by its print, something like that.
Please catch the scoundrel, Commissioner Rowan. You know how Mr. Sullivan is. He thinks it's all my fault. I'm afraid he's going to strangle me.
Sir,
Here is the artist sketch, Commissioner, based on the eyewitness accounts.
Well done. Is this the man, Jenkins?
Afraid not, sir. Nothing like him at all.
All right. Then what about this one? Eh? Huh? That's me, you idiots!
Sorry, Commissioner.
Oh.
Good likeness.
Huh? You fools!
Commissioner, this is the man. There's no doubt about it.
Eh? Oh!
He's the one, all right.
Uh-huh.
I'm absolutely positive.
Mm-hmm. Find the suspect and bring him in for questioning immediately. Here's his picture. I warn you, if you two bungle this assignment, you'll both be fired.
Yes, sir, you needn't worry. The reputation of Scotland Yard's at stake. We won't let you down.
Eh?
Hi.
We'll get him, Commissioner, never fear. Come on, bully.
Oh, sorry, Inspector. Time to go.
Time to go, indeed.
Sir.
Yes.
Oh.
Good morning, Mr. Fogg.
Morning, Lord Guinness.
I see that you are as punctual as ever, my friend.
I do my best, sir. May I?
Thank you. By the way, have you heard about this daring robbery at the Bank of England? I've heard that over £50,000 was stolen.
Yes, it's quite a story.
That ill-mannered tightwad, Mr. Sullivan, is the governor of that bank. He must have turned white as a sheet when he heard about it.
The aforementioned Mr. Sullivan is even now on his way to the Reform Club, of which he too is a member.
Your club, sir.
3 rails, gentlemen.
Well, you win again, Fogg. Another game?
Ah, Sullivan.
Gentlemen. My dear Sullivan. Dreadfully sorry, old chap, to hear about this robbery at your bank.
We're all deeply distressed to hear of it, Mr. Sullivan, and if there is anything we can do... how did it happen, Mr. Sullivan? The story in the press was quite vague.
It was the work of a shameless scoundrel, gentlemen, a fiendishly clever criminal. He was thought to be one of our many gentlemen customers, but when the teller turned away, he raised his cane and then struck him.
Oh! Is he hurt badly?
That bunger's of no concern. What's important is that I've lost over £50,000. 50,000, do you hear?
Unforgivable.
Not that I blame the teller, gentlemen. Poor Jenkins couldn't have any way of knowing that the man was a thief. Our clients are the most respected and honourable people in London, as you no doubt are aware. Disguised as a gentleman.
Sounds like a real professional.
Have you any clues to his identity?
No, Scotland Yard is working up a sketch of the suspect now, and I've been assured that Commissioner Rowan himself will handle this case personally. Never fear. This fraudulent cad will be brought to justice, and I'll see to it he gets the punishment he so richly deserves. I'd consider it a favor if we dropped the subject, gentlemen. After all, we've come here to relax. How about a game, Fogg?
Why not?
If I were Sullivan, I'd be a nervous wreck. Astonishing.
Cool as a cucumber, eh, what?
Well, gentlemen,
Certainly. Shall we?
By all means.
I'm game. Who shoots first?
First shot to the challenger. After you, Mr. Sullivan.
I have no doubt that the culprit is still in London, hiding out somewhere.
Poppycock, Sullivan!
And what, may I ask, is so amusing?
You are, Mr. Sullivan. As you say, the scoundrel is in hiding, but to think that he is still in London is absurd.
Then where is he, Lord Guinness? Perhaps you can tell me.
It's been over 24 hours since he robbed your bank, Sullivan, so he's had plenty of time to leave the country.
Allow me to assist you, Lord Guinness.
I'm right, you know.
Really?
In the last 100 years, the world has grown smaller. Methods of transportation have improved so dramatically that one can travel 10 times faster than one could, say, 100 years ago. Steamships and trains are replacing sailboats and coaches more and more.
What a silly old fool.
I find it fascinating. Please continue, Lord Guinness.
It's amazing how quickly one can travel now. When I was young, it took so long to get anywhere. But now I suspect that one could travel around the world in less than half a year.
Yes, your point's well taken. I agree.
I think, Mr. Fogg, that if I was young as you, I would attempt to travel around the world in 3 months.
Lord Guinness, we've heard enough of these absurd fantasies. If you think that you can go around the world in 3 months, then why don't you go out and do it?
Well, if I were younger, I would, Mr. Sullivan.
In fact, what Lord Guinness has said is no fantasy, I assure you.
What was that, Fogg?
Mr. Sullivan, to travel around the world, 3 months are unnecessary. 80 days would be sufficient, I think.
What? Fogg, I believe that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
On the contrary, Sullivan. This very morning, I happened to read an article that convinced me that one could make the journey in that time. Let's see. Here it is. It says here that the author's name is Ralph.
Ralph, you say? Why, he's one of the youngsters on my staff. Quite industrious, works overtime, that sort of thing. Well, now, I suppose it's an interesting theory.
A theory isn't proof that it can be done, Mr. Fogg.
But the itinerary provided by Ralph in his article proves that it can be done.
Well,
First destination, Paris. Then on to Brindisi, and after that to the Suez Canal, by which time 7 days will have elapsed. Through the canal to India, arriving in Bombay on the 13th day. From there, 3 days by railway to Calcutta. Then another 13 days to cross the sea and reach Hong Kong. From Hong Kong to Yokohama, 6 days. From Yokohama to San Francisco, 22 days. 7 more from San Francisco to New York by rail across America. And finally, from New York to London.
Which takes how long, Mr. Fogg?
9 days, sir. A total of 80 days.
Amazing! I see now that it actually can be done.
Are you all right, Lord Guinness?
Quite all right.
Stuff and nonsense, Fogg. All you've proven is that your finger can go around the world in 80 days. No one is actually capable of accomplishing such a thing, unless Lord Guinness would like to give it a try.
Me? That's not fair. You know I'm too old to do that sort of thing.
Gentlemen, I shall prove it can be done.
Eh?
I will travel around the world in 80 days myself.
Oh.
Well, really. And I say it can't be done.
I say, Mr. Fogg.
I believe you're wrong, Sullivan.
Oh, really, Mr. Fogg? As the owner of a railway company, Mr. Fogg, I've had a great deal of experience in such matters. Printed schedules are one thing, but trains are not always on time.
The same is true for shipping, I assure you, Mr. Fogg. One must take such things as bad weather and shipwrecks into account.
Oh.
Moreover, one must take into account your lack of experience as a traveler, Mr. Fogg. As I recall, you've not been out of England in a long time. I have been a member of this distinguished club for many years, Mr. Fogg, but I have never heard such a conceited boast as yours.
I can see that you sincerely believe that you can do it, Fogg. However, the setbacks and delays you would meet along the way would prevent your doing it in time.
Accidents can happen, you know. Trains are getting derailed all the time.
Traveling on a ship is much more dangerous than traveling on a train.
There are also bandits and pirates to be taken into account.
So true, Mr. Weston. Some of my ships have simply vanished, their crews with them.
You see?
Nevertheless, I have every intention of proving that it can be done.
Fogg, you seem like a sporting man. So, I will bet you £2,000 that you can't make it around the world in 80 days. No, make that £5,000.
Eh?
And I'll bet the same amount.
Can't be done. I'll bet 5,000 too. Eh?
I'm game. 5,000 with Sullivan.
Do you accept the wager, Fogg?
Absolutely. The total is £20,000, is it not?
Precisely, Mr. Fogg. When do you plan to leave?
This evening.
This very night?
I say.
There's a train leaving Charing Cross Station at 8:45 this evening bound for Dover and Calais, and I intend to be on it. But before I leave, let's settle the terms, shall we? This is the 2nd day of October, which means that I must return to London no later than the 21st of December. I shall travel around the world and return to this very room by 8:45 p.m. that evening. Gentlemen, are we agreed?
Agreed. And if you haven't returned by that time, you'll owe each of us £5,000. Is that correct?
That's correct, Mr. Sullivan. Gentlemen, half of my entire fortune will be yours. Now, as I recall, we were in the middle of a game. I think we have just enough time for another rack. Shall we?
And that is our cue for adventure, for we are about to embark on a thrilling journey to distant and exotic lands. A perilous expedition filled with danger and suspense and wondrous enchantment as we travel around the world with Willy Fog. In our next episode, Mr. Sullivan hires a conniving trickster named Transfer to stop Willy Fog. But the rest of London's citizens show their enthusiasm and support as Mr. Fogg begins his daring attempt to circle the globe. There are passengers aboard this train, however, who are not quite what they seem. The excitement and adventure begin in our next episode as we commence our thrilling journey around the world with Willy Fog.
All around the world we'll go together day by day. Anytime you want me, you can whistle in this way. And I will be